Alright guys, today we have a 99 Toyota Avalon and we're gonna change the AC compressor, which is right below underneath this alternator all the way down there, right? So to get to this AC compressor, it's not a big deal, and there's a whole bunch of bolts we're gonna take off. We're gonna take off this alternator, put it away. We're gonna remove the belt first. We're gonna disconnect the alternator. We're gonna use black tape to wrap up the positive cable on this alternator. And the reason why is because we're not gonna disconnect the battery. That's fine. And before you do this AC job, just make sure while you're changing it, and you see these lines connected, there's a line over there. High port is right under this little fuse box right there, and then you have the low side is over here. So what I did was I checked if there's any leakages on this car. And the reason why we're changing it is because the AC is not blowing cold. It's blowing cold, but not cold like it's supposed to be. All right, the AC compressor is not building a pressure. There's a flashing light on the AC switch. And I added Freon, and about 2 weeks later, it still had 2 pounds of Freon in there, as you can see right there. All right, this thing takes about 1.9, and 2 is a fair amount, you know. So if it had a leak, it would have been down to nothing, probably down to a 0.5 or so. And then I checked for leakages with the dye, UV dye. There's no leak. I found no leak, and the AC is still working, just not cold enough. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So that's the customers complain. At the same time, I believe it's a bad compressor. This is just like an educated guess. All right, so with the experience, I believe the AC compressor is not making a compression. So we're gonna replace that AC compressor. So let's get to it. So what I did was I removed all the Freon from the system, as you can see. So make sure you do not remove anything with the pressure inside. It's gonna just blow up on your face and hurt your eyes. All right guys, so let me get my tools and we're gonna start this job very soon. All right guys, so let's get to this job, and you will see the tools that I'm gonna use as we go along. All right guys, so we're gonna use number 14 right here, and we're gonna loosen this bolt first. All right, and then I'm gonna leave this over here. We're gonna but loosen this number 12 down here. So you need a number 12 socket for that, with a ratchet or a gear wrench. So I'm gonna be using a ratchet here. Alright guys, once we have that loose, we're gonna take number 12, and this is gonna release the tension of that alternator. All right, so once you have that, you should be able to take this belt, and there we have it guys. The belt is off. So the next step is we're gonna remove this alternator completely. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the 12 and a 14 here. Let me get a couple of tools, and I'm gonna get a power tool. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my electric ratchet. This is electric ratchet. This is made by Snap-on, and I don't think that's gonna fit there. So let me go get another tool, or maybe I get a short socket. Yeah, short socket should work. Alright guys, here comes the short socket. All right, so I have a short 12 here. Yeah, maybe that's not gonna work either. Yeah, it's not enough room guys, I'm sorry, but what can we do? So let's keep it going. We'll just use a regular ratchet, and that bolt sometimes can be loose like this one. Yeah, it's pretty loose. All right, should be able to remove it by hand. Let me just get this out of there. before going any further, guys, I'm gonna make sure you keep your bolts in order and you know what goes where. So before going any further, let's disconnect all the connectors off this alternator. So what we will do is we'll remove this connector right here. Alright, so all you do is you press this and this connector should come off. And after that, you need to pop this open. Let me go get a flathead or some type of tool. Alright guys, just be careful because that bolt is live. It's live from the battery. So, and you're gonna need a number 10 there. Alright guys, so we're gonna use number 10 here. Make sure you don't touch anywhere. Alright guys, I have that. Have a black tape handy, alright guys? Because once we remove that cable, we're gonna tape it up so it doesn't ground or short circuit anything and it blows the fuse. So I'm gonna take off this number 10, put it somewhere safe, and then I will be removing this and I'm gonna tape this thing up pretty good, alright guys? The reason why I don't like to remove the battery cable is because sometimes the computer loses memory and you have some cars that have radio codes. And then once you do that, look, it can just sit there. Alright, it won't bother me. Next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this little clip right here. So you need a tool to pop this clip off. If it breaks, guys, no problem, you know, nothing serious. Or you could just go in the back end and just pop it open. This is the cable that's probably going to the AC compressor, right? So at this point, we should be able to get this alternator out. All we need to do is remove this 14 here. So now, what I'll do is, I'll take my number 14. All right, the 2 bolts for the alternator, I'm gonna keep them together somewhere safe. And guys, at this point, let me remove my tools, put it somewhere to the side. There you go, guys. If you're changing alternator on an Avalon, that's it. I got the alternator removed, and you will see a process of me putting it back. So just follow that procedure, right guys? So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna leave this hanging, and we're gonna go back here. We're gonna remove the 2 bolts over here, which is holding this bracket. So it's 1 and 2, and plus we'll remove this clips here, and that way we have a better view of this. Just want to check, okay, I have a good amount of light there. There you go, that's even better. Better for the camera, but not better for me. No problem. As long as you guys can see it. Alright guys, this cable is probably going down to the crank sensor. So make sure you don't leave it loose for the belt to grind on it, because the belt will cut that and the car will shut down. All right, let me make the light come this way, make it better for both of us now. All right, so 14, there's 10 here holding this bracket, and then 14 and 14. All right, let me take off the number 10 first, so that little bracket is not bothering me. I don't want, at this point, whenever you're doing a job, make sure, guys, nothing is bothering you. All right, if something is bothering you, it's just making the job longer or difficult. All right, so I'm gonna take this bracket out of here. Make sure you put this back, because this is what's rerouting that cable for the crank sensor. So we have 14 here and 14 there, guys, and we're gonna remove both First, I'll take my 14 with a ratchet. I'll take that out. Alright guys, and I'll take that out. Once they're loose, you should be able to take it out by hand if they're loose. You know, if they're not loose, just loosen it up a little bit more. So there's one. Let me loosen the bottom one up a little bit more. The reason why I'm taking this off is because I want to bring the AC compressor straight up, and I don't want this thing blocking me. And there's one more bolt, guys, that I missed. There's number 12 right down here, right below this. I'm gonna take that off also. So what I'll do is I'll swap my socket. Once I have it loose, I should be able to take it out by hand. Oh, it fell. I'm gonna have to reach down there and grab it. Okay, I can see it, but I'm gonna go get a magnet. I'll pull that out. Alright guys, now I should be able to take this bracket off. Make sure you keep it in the working order. I mean, not working order, in order. Alright guys, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect this connector. First, I'll remove the line because the line is gonna give me more clearance. Alright, and before that, let me pop this clip. Let me go around this way. All right, pop that clip and it should release this little fella right here. All right, guys. All right, now we're gonna take off number 10 here and number 10 on the bottom line, and that's gonna disconnect both of our lines. This should have a vacuum pressure because I vacuumed the whole system. I recovered it. Should not have no Freon in there, guys. If you have Freon in there, you're in trouble. Sometimes even after you vacuum and recover everything, something stays behind. I did a compressor yesterday. There was Freon left behind in the system. Didn't bother me because I just let it loose and let it just sit there. All right, there's one bolt. Right now I should be able to get this line out of there. Hear that? Vacuum pressure. It was sucking the line back. It was holding the line back from coming out. Right? Which is what I want, right? I'd rather have a vacuum pressure than regular pressure, which is gonna explode outwards, right? So as I was pulling that line, it was pulling it back. The vacuum was pulling it back. Alright guys, I have my second bolt. Make sure you save these both bolts. Alright. And there it goes. Alright guys, I got both lines out, guys, and I'll let these lines sit down here somewhere. They're flexible lines, should not bother me. Once we have that out, make sure you pull out this connector for the AC compressor. Alright, after that you can take this whole harness, get it out of your way. Alright, even you can pull it out from right up here. Let me move my camera a little bit. You can even pull it out from right here. Alright, so all you need to do is pull that clip. You should be able to remove this whole thing out of the way. Alright, you zip tie it somewhere, do whatever you like, as long as it doesn't bother you. Alright guys, so 1, 2, 3, and there's one down there. 4 bolts. This bracket, we're gonna put it back together. 4 bolts, and the compressor should be out of here. So what we will do is, what I like to do is leave the easiest bolt behind. So we're gonna remove the other 3, and this is right looking at me, so I'm gonna take off this last. What that bolt is gonna do is, it's gonna hold it for me. It's gonna hold the compressor in the spot for me. I'm sorry I had to move my camera. So I was pointing out, this compressor has 4 bolts. One is right here, 2, 3, 4. I'm not gonna be taking this one off because this is gonna hold it for me while I remove the rest of the bolts. So I loosened this one earlier, and this is the second bolt I'm loosening up. All I'm doing at the moment is loosening them, all right? Once they're loose enough, you should be able to take it out by hand. All right, so that's 2 of them are loose. Let me go down here. This is number 3. So this is number 12 socket, guys. I'm using the deep socket. You could use a short. You're probably gonna need a deep. So let me take these out. All right, guys, and I also will recommend these bolts you're taking out, keep them in order so you can remember where they belong. Sometimes the bolts are short and deep. All right, so I'm not getting that one out of there. I don't have a good grip, so I'll try to put a socket on and turn the socket, which might help, which might not help, but it's too much stiffness to it. So what I'll do is I'll take my electric ratchet. I'll see if this guy can help me. Most definitely, the bolt is out of there. But the other one, I'm not gonna be able to fit this on it. So there's 2 guys. And what I'll do is, the one on the bottom here, it's pretty loose. There you go. Guys, I got 3 bolts out of there. So the only thing that's left behind is this number 12 right here. It wasn't even so tight. Okay, there's another bolt underneath this. Got me there. I thought I was done. There's another bolt underneath, so I'm gonna keep this together just like that. And there's another 12 underneath that, so I am definitely gonna use a ratchet because that thing is not gonna be so easy. There you go. Right, once you have it loose, if you have an electric ratchet like that one, and bam, the compressor is out. Keep this bolt. Pretty much all the bolts look same to me. The bottom 2 are different than the top 2. Right, guys, this piece right here, I don't know if the compressor is gonna come with it. Usually it doesn't come with it, so if it doesn't come with it, we're gonna reuse it. All right, let's wait for the AC compressor. And there's the little fella that was not working. All right, guys. All right, so let's wait for the new compressor and we'll continue. All right, guys, so we got our AC compressor. As you can see, like I mentioned, this is not gonna come with it. And we're using this Delco, AC Delco brand. And there's the part number on it if you need to know. 4711312, right? That's the Delco number. Let's put this box inside. Inside the box, you're also gonna get these seals. All right, so we're gonna replace all those, the O-rings and a big seal that goes around here. All right, guys. So to begin with, let's get to this, guys. We're gonna remove the 4 Allens on this. They're not gonna be so easy, guys, so let me get these loose and then I'll continue. Let me get this everything loose and I'll show you exactly what I'm gonna be doing. All right guys, I got things loose on this. They're pretty tight, so you're gonna use your ratchet and loosen them. All right, and I'm using a torque Allen key number 6 here. All right guys, so let's start off by first removing the Phillips head screw right here, which I loosened already. So we gotta loosen this, and we need to loosen this, guys, right here. The reason why we're taking this off is because we're gonna reuse this, and this guy is attached to it. All right, so simple. After you do that, you're gonna take this, remove that, remove that, remove that, and remove that. All right, and then going on to this one, we're gonna take off this number 8, number 8, number 8, and number 8, guys. If you have number 8 there, good. All right guys. All right, so it's a good thing we don't need to reuse this seal. This has a seal on it which looks brand spanking new. All right, but anyway, you know what, let's just swap the seal. Let's put the seal on. So what I'll do is I'll take the seal off. We'll take the new seal, put the new seal on. I keep this to the side, and you see, similar, it's clean down here. Guys, keep the position of this AC compressor the same way. Catch your threads properly. Guys, I tried to find a spec on these and I was not able to find anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten these to best of my ability, which is gonna be mechanic hand. You know, I tighten bolts all day every day, so I have a good feeling. And we have a good seal down there, which is flush. Make sure your seal is flush. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tighten these. I'm gonna snug these evenly. All right, so I'm gonna crisscross. And once I have it in there, what I'll do is I'll put my AC compressor on top of this box. This cardboard, and I'll tighten these. All right guys, and it should be simple. A lot of times I get a message, you know, you didn't torque this, you didn't do that. Guys, mechanic has very good hand. He knows how much to tight. I had a guy working for me one time. He was a bodybuilder, big muscles, and just putting the bolts in on the brakes. What he was doing was snapping all the bolts, because he never knew when to stop. Right guys, there we have it. All right, next what we can do is we're gonna take this little retainer here. So I'm gonna go get some type of maybe a plier, needle nose. Alright guys, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this clip in. I'm gonna remove this. Well, I don't need to remove this one, right? Because I need that in the spot where it belongs. Let's just get this guy out of there. If you need to break this guy off, break him off, because we really don't need that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the 2 screws that we took off here. One goes right here. So guys, I made a mistake. You really don't have to take off this screw. You can leave it on if you like, and the ground one, just take this ground off and put it where it belongs. And there you go, guys. This compressor is ready to go in the car, right? And I'm gonna push this guy in. Right, guys, there we have it. Now let's go into the car. Alright guys, I'm gonna bring the compressor on and we're gonna put in the compressor first. So what I'll do is I gently will take my AC compressor, and there goes the phone. Alright guys, I got my compressor down there, and let me just try to angle it properly. Like I said, guys, put in the hardest, easiest bolt in first. When you're removing it, you're gonna remove the easiest bolt last. But this time, I'm gonna make my easiest bolt right over here, because this one you need a bracket through. All right, guys. You know what? Let's just do it that way, right? The same way we took off. Let's make the easiest bolt, the easiest bolt, the hardest bolt, the hardest bolt, I guess. And what I'll do is I'll put this bolt right through. This harness has to come up above it. We don't want to pinch it. Alright guys, it's gonna be a little difficult for you to manage here. So if you have help, that'd be awesome, which I don't. But I can do it myself. I've done so many jobs myself. So once you catch one or two threads, it should hold itself up. There you go, guys. Got that thing in there. So let me, I'm gonna snug that bolt, all right? Just snug enough where you can at least move the compressor around like that. All right, guys, in the same order, all right, guys? Let's put the other 3 bolts in. Make sure you put the same bolt where it belongs. Don't misplace the bolts. The bottom 2 look the same. Only difference is the top 2 has a little notch here. I might have to loosen this one up a little bit because that thing needs to be lying down there. But let me try to get this last one in there. I haven't caught the threads yet, but eventually I will. But let me loosen this bolt a little bit. Right, guys. Once you have it loosened a little bit, you should be able to maneuver this thing around. A little bit more, guys. Let me get this bolt in there instead of this bolt. Ah, God, come on. This bolt is giving me a hard time. There you go. I got the threads on the bottom one. Let me take my socket out of there. There you go, guys. I got them all in there. And I'm gonna snug all the bolts with this. That one's in. That one's in. And the bottom two, I'm not gonna be able to put this in there. I'm gonna need a short socket. There you go. That's one. All right. Let me get these two all the way, and then I'll tighten both of these. Alright guys, like I said, I have no specs on any of this stuff. Just tighten it to your best ability, and if you're a mechanic, you have the hands to do this job. That's two. That's three. Alright guys, I got them all tight and I'm happy with it. That's it guys. So what's next is we're gonna, there's something, I'm missing something here. Alright, give me a moment. I'm gonna take a small break and I'm gonna come back. Alright guys, I forgot about the harness. Alright, so that's what I was thinking, you know, something is missing. So this harness for the AC compressor, make sure you get a good click on this AC compressor connector. There you go guys. And I have enough clearance for the alternator, but before we put the alternator, this little guy goes in, and then you have the two nuts that's just held in by right here. Alright, the two bolts goes down here guys, and don't forget the third bolt, which belonged right here. Alright guys, a small problem. I made a mistake, so that's what I was thinking I was missing. This bolt is inward, alright, so this goes in first, then that goes in. No, that doesn't go in either. Something, I'm missing something here. Let me take a moment guys, I'm gonna think of this and then we'll do it together. Alright guys, made a mistake. We gotta reverse the procedure a little bit, and I'll show you what I did wrong. Don't make that mistake. We're gonna have to take off this guy back out, put it to the side. We're gonna have to remove the two bolts here. Both of the compressor bolts we're gonna remove from this side, and I will show you the reason why. Well, I will tell you the reason why. Alright guys, the reason is because this didn't align with the bracket here, and this bolt, the bolt goes in. Let me just show you as we go along. Alright guys, it's gonna be tough for me to explain. Well guys, don't take off the bottom bolt completely if you made this mistake already. Let's take off this nut right here, which is not doing anything. I was wondering why it's not doing anything. And well, too short. We're gonna remove this bolt completely. What was happening here was the bolt was only reaching up to here. This needs to come back first, so this needs to go in first. This bolt will give it a little space. So that was a mistake I made. And what I'll do is I'll tighten this now. Alright guys, there we have it. We'll take that bracket, we'll put the nut on the top. Now the nut has some kind of function, and before it didn't. Alright guys, there's the bolt. Should be able to do this at home by yourself, guys. Should not need to go to a mechanic and spend a couple of $100. You don't even have to lift the car. Alright guys, tight, and this is about to be tight. Alright, now we can take this bracket with the two number 14s. We'll put the number 14s in. Oh my god, I missed the bottom bolt to the bolt. It didn't go through, and it's definitely not gonna go. Oh, there you go, I got it in now. There it is, guys. I'm gonna take my number 14, and I will be tightening both of these. Oh, don't tighten these yet. Get this bolt in next, alright guys? Because if you tighten that and this doesn't align, you're gonna be in trouble again, like I was in trouble earlier. Alright, get this tight. And get the bottom one tight. There we have it, guys. 1, 2. All right. Don't forget the little guy with the number 10 here. I have a number 10. This is what routes the cable right here. This cable is coming from the crank sensor down there somewhere. If this piece is missing and you don't see it, make sure you zip tie make sure you route the cable somehow, some way. Alright guys, I got that in there. I'll take my number 10. And I'll tighten this guy with the number 10. Alright, and then we're gonna clip in the cable. It has clips on it. If it does not clip on like this one, guys, make sure you do it, zip tie it, because I think I'm gonna need to zip tie these little guys in there. Alright guys, let me get zip ties because I really don't want this guy to be stuck on the road. Let me see if I can get the top one in. Same thing. Alright, it's an old car. These clips are a little worn out, and there's one clip I took off from right here. Make sure you put that in. Alright guys, I'm gonna get a zip tie and I'm gonna zip tie that. Alright guys, I'll take my zip tie, I'll put the tie around. Make sure the zip tie you're using, they're good. You know, there's stores that sell cheap zip ties. They break over time. These ties I have does not break that easy, guys. And there it is, guys. It's almost done. And next step, we're gonna put. Let me put this clip in right now because you're not gonna be able to see that down there later on. There you go. Alright guys, next we're gonna take our alternator. If you're replacing the alternator, guys, this video is also good on how to replace the alternator on an Avalon. This is a 99. If you have a Camry Avalon, should be similar procedure, guys. This is fairly easy alternator to do. You take your long bolt, don't forget. Alright, I'm gonna have to line it a little bit. Sometimes you need to push this down a little bit. Alright, it's not lined, guys, so let me just line it a little bit. Guys, I'm not getting a good alignment on this alternator. It's all about alignment right now. Alright, I'm gonna pull this alternator out. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do. There's a piece down here which you can push. Let me take this side, I'm gonna show you guys. Alright guys, I just pulled out the alternator. I'm gonna show you one thing which I didn't do. Should have done, I thought I wouldn't have to do. I'm gonna gently put it right here. I'm gonna show you guys. Right here, this little piece, if you can push this back somehow, somewhere, what I like to do is, I'm not gonna do it here, so I'm gonna do it a little bit off the camera because I'm not gonna dismount my camera. You put this the bolt back in and you just hammer the bolts from right back over here. And this thing should go back a little bit. You're not gonna see it, but you're gonna hear me hammer this a little bit. Sometimes it won't go back that easy. Right. I think I have a little bit. Let's see what happens. Usually they get jammed up over time. You could use a C-clamp to push them back. Just work your imagination, alright guys? Let's see what happens now. All you need is like a very, very little space. Alright, I'm gonna have to take this bad boy and I'm gonna have to take this out of here, and I'm gonna have to show some effort to that little guy right there. So I'll be back. Alright guys, so there it is. Got the little guy going back. It's giving me a hard time. And now I should be able to do whatever I like. Alright, and then you take your number 14. And catch the threads. And what I'll do is I'll take my ratchet here, electric ratchet, because then I'm about to turn that little guy just snug it a little bit, and you should be able to maneuver this around a little bit. And once you have that, you're almost done, guys. You're gonna take the number 12. Let me move my light on this side because my arm is blocking it. You're gonna take your number 12, lift up the alternator, try to catch the line the hole, and all you need to do is catch a couple of threads on this, and then you should be able to finish out this job. But let me loosen this a little bit. Alright guys, let me flip this key. I think the key got flipped over here. There you go. Yeah, the key did get flipped over. Okay, wait guys, I think the key did not, yeah, it did not get flipped over. I flipped it now because I see signs of the bracket, and on the other side there should be, yeah, sign up for just a round circlish, the bolt sign. I didn't catch it yet, guys, and I'm not gonna cross thread it, so I just want to do, my arm got tired. What the hell is going on here? Come on, boy, you're almost done. Don't give me a hard time now. You gotta go with the feel, guys, because you really can't see what's down there. All right, let me get this in there and I'll come back because this is ridiculous. All right, guys, the reason why I wasn't getting this bolt in there was because it was the hole in the bracket and the alternator was in the lining, and these little bolts, the 2 bolts for that bracket, losing them, and the number 12, because that bracket has a slight bit of a play which lets it line. All right, guys, so next step, I got everything in there, is I dropped my ratchet back there somewhere. We're gonna take our belt, we're gonna wrap the belt, this belt, this should be very easy for you to get on. It's only 3 pulleys, crank pulley, alternator, and the AC compressor. Simple, all right? There you go, guys. I have it. It's a little bit off on the AC compressor. There you go. I got it on. And once you get it on, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take number 12 with the extension. All right, guys. I think I dropped my extension in the back. Let me go pull it out. All right, guys. I got my extension out. One thing I forgot is, guys, I forgot to put the AC lines in. Guys, let's continue and then we'll put the AC lines in. Should have been easier if I would have done it before. Completely forgot about that. All right, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna need a number 12 reversal procedure, and it's gonna bring up that alternator. Once you have the AC running, if this belt squeals, you need to tighten it a little bit more, right? So there I have it. I like the tightness of this belt, not too tight, not too loose. And what I'll do is I'll take my number 12 here, I'll tighten that. pretty long bolt, guys. Alright, that's tight. Don't forget to tighten the number 14 on the alternator on this side. There you go, guys. Next, what we'll do is we'll bring this harness out a little bit. First, we'll remove this tape. Don't touch any metal area because it's gonna ground itself. So directly to the alternator, and then you take your number 10. You put that on. Then you take the number 10 with the ratchet or gear wrench. Make sure if you're using a metal ratchet, like this one has a plastic handle, make sure you don't touch it anywhere, right? There you go, guys. Put the cover on. And put your connector on. If you forget that, the alternator probably is not gonna work. Reroute the cable that goes down to the compressor. Alright, guys, there we have it. On to this side, guys. Let me set everything up and then we'll put those lines in. Alright, guys, I'm gonna pull out these lines. Make sure you don't have dirt and debris in there. We're gonna take this line and we're gonna let it sit right here, because the other line has to go in first. Make sure there's no dirt and debris on this. Alright, guys, so I'm gonna get my pick, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this seal right here. Whenever you get a free seal with the component, make sure, guys, change it. A lot of mechanics that don't change it, I have seen that. I had a guy working for me, lazy guy. He won't change any of the seals, you know. Bam, bam, the job is done. What's the point? This has an oil on it. Make sure you put some oil on it. This has oil on it. Alright, guys, and then you should be able to, you should feel the seal go in there properly. Alright, guys, and take your number 10 that belongs there. Put that in, and we're gonna tighten that up. Nice and tight, guys. This bolt is not even that big. Alright, so let me bring out the next line. Make sure there's no dirt and debris. So all I'm doing here, guys, is I'm removing this seal to put in a new seal. You can dip the new seal into oil. This car takes PAG 46 oil, AC compressor oil. And the seal goes on, and there's oil right inside this. Just dip your finger in there, loop it around. All it needs is a little bit of lube. And then you take your line and you stick it in, and you're gonna feel the seal drop right in there. You should be able to feel that, alright, guys? And the job is complete, guys. So that's how you change the AC compressor on a 99 Avalon. If you have a similar car, similar procedure. If you're changing the alternator, the similar procedure. After this, guys, make sure you add oil, correct amount of oil that car takes, and a correct amount of I still gotta tighten that bolt, but I need to go get number 10. I need to go get extension. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get an extension. All right, there's the extension, guys. And bam, bam, guys, we're done. All right, guys, thank you for watching my video. And please subscribe, double check all your work. After this, charge up the AC system and let it run and put oil in it. Make sure everything is nice and correct. And thank you, subscribe, and bye-bye. See you on the next one.